Take off your mask. I'll say it again. Take off your mask. No, I'm not talking about makeup. Well, I don't know. No, I'm not talking about your Halloween costume. I'm talking about yourself. Take the mask off of yourself and show the world your true side, your authentic side, and your real side. In other words, why might you use a mask to get what you want? Why might you pretend to be someone that you're not to get something that you want? Or why would you pretend to be someone you're not to avoid feeling what you fear feeling? I think that it's really important to realize, I say that a lot, it's really important to realize that when you're not being authentic to other people, you're not being authentic to yourself. Because if you watch my consciousness video, link up in the corner, if you watch my video on consciousness, you'd know that you are experiencing your inner dialogue. And when you validate your inner dialogue of the dialogue of trying to be someone that you're not, trying to act a certain way, you're not understanding what you're doing, you're just putting on a show. There's two things that can happen. You are either really good at getting what you want and you become successful that way, and things come to you that you feel like you're in control of because you feel the need to control. But what really ends up happening there is that you don't have any genuine connections with people. You just feel the need to use them all the time for your own benefit. The other thing that can happen, number 2, is that you feel stuck. You feel like you're constantly trying to put on shows for people to get what you want, and it's not working, and you wonder why it's not working. Well, what exactly is a mask? It's basically, like I said, pretending to be someone that you're not, particularly in relationships with other people, whether that be in the workplace or with your friends or with your partner. I think that a lot of relationships end off in a negative way, or they spread apart because there's that initial point where you first meet where you want to display the most presentable version of yourself so that they're impressed by it and they're going to like you, and then the relationship can progress. But over time, those sides of you that you try to hide become revealed, and because they weren't already disclosed to begin with, you grow apart, and there's nothing you can really do about it. You can't force the other person to change based on what they learn about you. It just ends badly, and I've experienced that myself, and I could talk about that relationship in another video, of course. But when you put on a mask, you are not who you really are. And when you're not who you really are, when you feel the need to control things, you lose your sense of authenticity. You lose your sense of self. And as I grab my sheet of paper that has my bulleted list of things I want to talk about, there are some benefits to pretending to get what you want. For example, you might put on the biggest, pearliest white of smiles and the charmiest of tones for your restaurant clerk, or I said that wrong, a waitress or a waiter You want to be really friendly to the diners so that you can get a big tip, okay? And usually that works. Being friendly in that regard is a great way to get a big tip. But are you really putting on a show, or are you acting that way? Because some of those waitresses and waiters actually hate their job. They hate that they have to deal with annoying customers all the time, every day. But they still put on that mask with that big gleaming smile so they get that bigger tip. And sometimes it works. Okay. But, you know, that's just an example of a good way to put on a mask. But it's not good when you put on a mask for the people that you have relationships with. When you are with your friends, for example, you pretend to like the things that they like, and you try to get them to see the things that you like, and sometimes it doesn't work, so you end up falling susceptible to their opinions, and you lose what you like. I could think of an example, but that's besides the point. But the different personas that you put on for people really put you further away from yourself, who you really are. Because if you're constantly pretending to be someone else, and I'm going to say this a million fucking times, when you pretend to be someone who you're not, you lose control of yourself. On the other side, what does it mean to be authentic? Some people don't know what it means to show their true, genuine side. Some people are scared to show their true, genuine side. And after a long period of time in their life of putting on a show and covering up their true emotions, they become increasingly scared that when they start opening up to people and being true, that they're not going to be accepted. They're not going to get the help that they need. And it just gets worse and worse and worse throughout their life, and it comes to a point. You can't just bottle yourself up and not show your true side to the world. You don't want to be a plastic shell around how you really feel to get what you want. Anyway, to be authentic is to delete the filter that you put on yourself. If you're a really funny person, but you don't like the way that people react to your jokes, don't let that stop you from being a funny person. Let that allow you to find the people who do enjoy your jokes, and get away from the people that don't enjoy your jokes. When should you be authentic? Well, I would say all of the damn time, of course. There are times you may not need to be authentic, or you shouldn't if you're trying to impress someone for your own benefit. And I'm not saying use your power of choosing whether to be a fake plastic image or being your real true self. I'm not saying to use that to your advantage to take advantage of people. Use it in a ever so specific context for a situation to either get out of the situation or turn it around, I guess. I don't know. But when to be authentic? All of the damn time. Take off the filter that your brain stops you from projecting what you really feel. Because as soon as you start displaying to people how you really feel, their reaction to how you feel tells you what you need to know about their importance in your life. Because if you show your authentic self to someone and they try to shut it down and they don't like it, why are you wasting your time continuing to spend your time with them when they obviously are not happy with who you are. That shouldn't make you want to change who you are to impress them. You should be trying to impress yourself. And obviously, when you impress yourself and you be true to yourself, that forms better, real connections faster. I have found that I can get really close with someone by being my authentic, true self. Talking to them like I've known them for a long time leads me to know a lot more about them because I get them to open up. Because another thing, when you show your true, authentic side to people, they might feel inclined to show their true, authentic self to you. Like I said, that really forms deeper connections quicker. Benefits of being authentic, like I just said. I already started listening, but I'm still going off my bulleted list here. When you are genuine and authentic, you form better, real connections with people. I like to repeat myself, but I want to get into your brain. I want you to remember this. Not only can you form genuine, real connections with other people, you can form real, genuine connections with yourself. You get closer to yourself. You want to project how you really feel out into the world to get the reactions that you need to learn more about yourself. You need to learn more about why people react how they do to how you feel, and in turn, what you need to know about what those people do for you. Are they doing something positive for you? Are they trying to ruin your life? You would never know if you keep putting on a mask. Cover your face. You're covering your true self. If I got rid of all my hair, if I had a buzz cut, would that be my true self? Maybe. I just wouldn't have all my hair. I've been told, Colby, your hair, don't cut it. It's your entire personality. The fuck are you talking about? My hair is my hair. It's curly. It's luscious. I take care of it. Just like I take care of myself. If I cut it all off, I just wouldn't have to comb it every time I shower. But it doesn't make me who I am. Again, watch my consciousness video. You are not just your body. I'm getting off topic. When you decide that you want to stop putting on a mask for the people that you think care about you, you're going to realize how much they actually care about you. Okay? And that's all I really have to say. Have a nice night.